Most cars in America break down around 200,000 miles, but a well-kept Japanese Toyota, it easily passed 750,000 miles or even more. It's not luck. In fact, it's the result of a hidden maintenance schedule Japanese engineers have used for decades, but no American drivers know about. Today, I'm breaking down the exact 11-point Toyota maintenance formula straight from Japanese service manuals that can literally double your car's lifespan. And if you stay until the end, I'll share the ultimate Japanese hack that will boost your MPG by 13%. Mechanics charge $180 for this, but I'll tell you for free. Hack number 11, the secret 5-second throttle recalibration. If your Toyota's gas pedal feels sluggish or your car doesn't respond instantly like it used to, it needs a throttle recalibration. Japanese service centers use this trick all the time before recommending any expensive repairs. Here's how to do it yourself. With the ignition off, press the accelerator pedal all the way down and hold it there for 5 seconds. Then release it. Turn the ignition to the on position, don't start the engine, and wait another 5 seconds. Finally, turn the ignition off again and start the engine normally. What this does is reset the throttle position sensor, allowing the ECU to relearn how the pedal communicates with the throttle body. If your Toyota has electronic throttle control, this can make a noticeable difference in responsiveness and smoothness. It's quick, free, and works on most newer Toyotas, from Corollas to Highlanders. Try it the next time your car feels a bit lazy off the line. You'll be surprised how much sharper it drives afterward. Hack number 10, the idle reset trick after battery change. Whenever you replace or disconnect your Toyota's battery, the car's computer forgets its learned idle and throttle settings. That's why your engine sometimes idles rough, revs too high, or even stalls afterward. But there's a simple trick Toyota technicians in Japan always use to fix this without any special tools. After installing the new battery, start the car and let it idle for about 10 minutes without touching the gas pedal or turning anything on. This gives the ECU time to relearn the proper airflow and fuel trim. Once that's done, turn off the ignition, wait a minute, and then restart the car. If it still idles unevenly, take it for a gentle drive. Short bursts of throttle and braking help the system fine-tune itself faster. This quick process allows your Toyota to reteach itself how to run smoothly. No shop visit, no diagnostic tools, just patience. Many drivers skip this, then wonder why their car feels sluggish after a battery swap. Give it those 10 quiet minutes and see the result. Hack number 9, the hidden oil change rule. Ever notice how car makers often say you can go 10,000 or even 15,000 miles between oil changes, but mechanics swear by 5,000? That's because they are the ones who see what happens when people push oil too far. A huge number of engines needing major repairs after 125,000 miles belong to drivers who followed the official schedule. In Japan, drivers don't just go by mileage, they go by how the car is used. If most of your driving is highway, every 10,000 kilometers, about 6,200 miles, is fine. But if you're mostly in the city stop-and-go traffic, short trips under 4 miles, or dusty conditions, you should cut that down to around 7,000 kilometers, 4,300 miles. Oil breaks down faster in those conditions. Want a simple way to check? Once a month, put a drop of oil from your dipstick onto a sheet of paper. If it spreads out light brown, you're good. If it's dark and thick, it's time for a change, no matter what the odometer says. Smart oil changes keep Toyotas running past 500,000 miles, and this little habit separates the careful owners from the unlucky ones. Hack number 8, the alternator belt spray test. That annoying squeal when you start your car in the morning? Don't ignore it. It's often the alternator belt crying out for help. In Japan, mechanics use a simple mist test to figure out if a belt is worn, glazed, or loose, long before it snaps and leaves you stranded. Here's how you do it. With the engine idling, lightly mist the belt with water from a spray bottle. If the squeal disappears for a few seconds and then comes back, the belt is glazed and slipping. That means the rubber's hardened, or the tensioner isn't holding it tight enough. Replacing it early saves your alternator, power steering, and battery from stress. Belts usually last 50,000 to 100,000 miles, but this simple 30-second check can catch problems months earlier. Japanese technicians make it part of their monthly inspection routine, and that's one reason Toyotas in Japan go 700,000 miles without unexpected belt failures. If you are enjoying this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. This helps me bring you more honest car advice for my Toyota guys. Hack number 7. The hybrid battery cooling duct clean. If you drive a hybrid Toyota, like a Prius, Camry Hybrid, or RAV4 Hybrid, this tip is a lifesaver. Behind the rear seat or in the trunk, there's a small cooling vent for the hybrid battery. It pulls in cabin air to keep those battery modules cool. Over time, dust, lint, and pet hair block it up, causing the battery to overheat. In Japan, hybrid owners clean this vent every 10,000 miles using a soft brush or a handheld vacuum. You'll be amazed at how much dirt comes out of there. Keeping that duct clear allows cool air to flow freely, preventing overheating and preserving battery health. A clean vent means cooler battery cells, better performance, and longer lifespan, often adding years before replacement is needed. If you hear the hybrid fan running louder than usual or smell something stale from the back seat, that's your warning sign. This 10-minute job can save you thousands in hybrid battery repairs. Hack number 6. The every other wash undercarriage rinse. Japan's coastal cities deal with constant salt in the air, and salt is the silent killer of car frames. To fight rust, Toyota owners make it a habit to rinse their undercarriage every other car wash, something almost no one in the US does. You don't need a lift or fancy gear, just a garden hose or spray wand. Aim under the bumper wells and frame rails to wash away salt, mud, and grime. Do it especially after rain, snow, or long highway drives. This simple rinse keeps metal surfaces clean and corrosion-free. In Japan, even 20-year-old Toyotas often look spotless underneath because of this one ritual. It prevents exhaust, brake line, and suspension corrosion, all things that can cost thousands to fix later. If you drive in snowy or coastal areas, this tip alone can easily double your Toyota's lifespan. Hack number 5. Revive dead batteries in 60 seconds. Nothing's worse than turning the key and hearing nothing but clicks. Before you call for a jump start, there's a simple trick Toyota mechanics in Japan use that can bring a weak battery back to life, at least long enough to get you moving. Here's what you do. With the engine off, switch your headlights on for about 30 seconds. Even if the battery seems dead, this little drain helps break up sulfation on the battery plates, which is often what keeps the charge from flowing properly. After 30 seconds, turn the lights off and wait about 10 seconds. Now try starting the car. If it still sounds sluggish, press the gas pedal 3 quick times before turning the key. That primes the fuel system and lightens the load on the starter. This trick even works best on batteries that are 5 years old, and I've used it plenty of times on Toyotas like the Tacoma. It won't replace a failing battery, but it can save you from being stranded when you least expect it. Hack number 4. The parking brake exercise. Even if you drive an automatic, your parking brake needs attention. In Japan, drivers are taught to engage and release the parking brake several times each week, even when parked on flat ground. Why? Because parking brake cables can seize up when left unused. The internal springs and mechanisms start rusting, and before you know it, your brake no longer holds properly. Or worse, it locks up while driving. By engaging the brake regularly, you keep the cables flexible and the rear calipers moving freely. It's especially important for cars that sit unused for days at a time. This simple habit takes seconds and can prevent costly brake repairs down the line. It's one of those behind-the-scenes tricks that Japanese drivers do out of habit, and it's a big reason their older Toyotas keep working perfectly year after year. Hack number 3. Cooling system care. Nearly 50% of all engine failures are linked to problems with the cooling system. In fact, some studies estimate it to be the #1 cause of catastrophic engine failure. That's because cars generate a tremendous amount of heat, even with the coolant in full effect. The combustion chamber generates up to 2,500 degrees Fahrenheit. To prevent irreparable damage to the engine, the coolant thermostat, water pump, and radiator must work perfectly. Besides checking the coolant level every month, you should inspect the cooling system every 6 months. If your coolant smells sweet like maple syrup or candy, it means you have a leak. You should also inspect hoses for signs of wear or leaks and keep the radiator clean. Also, check the radiator cap for rust or damage. You should also bleed the radiator as often as recommended in your manual. For some cars, this is every 6 months. Ignoring any of these can lead to engine damage that can cost well over $5,000 to repair. And finally, perform a coolant flush every 30,000 miles. However, none of these will make a difference if you don't obey the next rule. Hack number 2. Clean the intake system every 25,000 miles. Think about it like this. If you never cleaned your nose, all the dust, pollen, and dirt would build up until you could barely breathe. That's basically what happens to your Toyota's intake system if you ignore it for too long. The intake's job is simple. Get fresh oxygen into the engine so fuel can burn properly. But over time, dirt and carbon start piling up in the throttle body, intake valves, and even the mass airflow sensor. Add in a clogged air filter and suddenly your engine can't breathe. When that happens, it runs too rich, too much fuel, not enough air. The signs show up fast: rough idle, poor acceleration, weak power, misfires, and bad gas mileage. In the worst case, if the throttle plate sticks shut, the car can actually stall when you try to accelerate. That's why Japanese service schedules recommend cleaning the intake system about every 25,000 miles. If you're already staying on top of air filter changes and using good fuel, you might stretch it to 30,000, but skip it altogether and you're asking for expensive repairs, or worse, a stall at the wrong moment. Hack number 1. The secret fuel system stabilizer habit. This one's a favorite among Toyota owners in Japan, and most American drivers have never even heard of it. Mechanics charge anywhere between $120 and $180 for a professional fuel system cleaning service. But what they're really doing is adding a bottle of cleaner to your gas tank and running the car. You can do the exact same thing at home for less than $10, and I'm telling you this for free. Here's how it works. Every 5,000 miles, pour a bottle of fuel system cleaner or stabilizer like Toyota's own cleaner, Techron, or Gu-Mount directly into your gas tank before filling up. It cleans carbon buildup in injectors, dissolves water, and keeps fuel from separating due to ethanol. The difference it makes is huge. Your engine runs smoother, fuel burns cleaner, and you'll notice stronger acceleration. Most importantly, it boosts your fuel efficiency by 2 to 4 miles per gallon, which can save you around $200 to $300 a year depending on how much you drive. It's one of those simple Japanese habits that quietly keeps Toyotas running for a million miles. Mechanics won't tell you this because it eats into their service profits, but now you know their secret. If you found these tips helpful, be sure to watch this one, where I'm sharing my mistakes so you don't do the same with your Toyota.